Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Muse Jester. My name is Junior. So today we're gonna show you the few things that I've changed. One is that I did apply the green swath on the cross sections and also the brown over here. And then once it flips over, I'll show you a few things. I've also applied a dark quick wash on the Phantom 2 as well. I've still left this pretty much bare so I can see how white it is. You've also noticed that this part is darker than the others. It just adds a little bit of contrast. So you see the brown coming on over here. Again, the more of the greens. This one carries over across here. I debated whether I was going to add that, but that's how it is with the Micro Galaxy. You probably noticed that also the landing gear, I've softened the darkness by coloring it gray and dry brushing it and all that stuff. So we'll see that again. Again, the brown here was added. This one, not sure I still like this one. This is the first attempt that I did. This is where on the next video you'll see me doing painter's tape to mask things off and all that stuff. And then in the bottom, once I've solidified how I wanted it and how the paint applies, you'll notice the paint over here is much more smoother, much more uniform. So I might redo the top, and you're asking how am I going to do that. There's a part of this video kind of going to be at the later end where I completely erased everything here and just started with a bare plastic again. As you'll see, I'm not sure if I like it or not. I did notice later on that some of these darker splotches that I tried to fix was actually inherent in the original plastic, meaning that the those were the original washes that occurred in the ship, and I kept on going back and going back trying to fix it until I realized what was going on. So again, this is more uniform. Notice the landing gear is a lot less darker, so it's a lot less like drawing your eye. You'll notice that in your Ghost. It's just so dark. I don't understand why they made it that dark. Then yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how what's everything's going on right now. Again, I'm not sure about the top yet. The bottom part right here that's coming up seems more cohesive and a lot less attractive to the eye, meaning that your dry eye just goes on straight on. So maybe I'll redo the top. Um, but the difference between the two application is one long stroke with a lot less, with a little bit more water to make the paint a little bit more runnier. This one, see the thing is, like, the more you apply brush strokes on it, the darker it's gonna get, the more brush strokes will appear on the surface, and then you're gonna have to try to remove that and subtract that, and that's where the splotchiness occurs. This one's just like one quick pass as smoothly as I can, and even though the initial application you'll see brush strokes, as the water settles down, the brush strokes disappear almost. So I feel like the bottom part is more successful than the top part. But I'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let's go on to the next other video where I do have explanations of how I applied certain techniques and all that stuff. Stay tuned to the very end. I do show you how to remove the panel coloring that I applied completely if you ever want to do that. And also take that into account that I did apply a sealer before I attempted this because I was pretty much happy with the initial work that I've done. And even with the sealer, because I only applied two very light coats just as a somewhat protection, but even with that, the alcohol still was able to penetrate to the original bare plastic. So keep that in mind, only because if you guys decide to start all over again, or if you think you made a big mistake, honestly, as long as you're using the paint that I'm using, there is no mistake you can't correct out of removing it completely. That's all I'm going to say. So, okay, just go on to the next video and the explanation of how I did. Oh, I'm not done with this one. I just realized um, because these panels right here that correspond to this one should be dark as well. Dark, one of these colors. This should be dark, dark, dark. That's why there's like smudges of green in there that I didn't bother to clean. I can clean it later, but that's supposed to be gray as well. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to the rest of the video that basically breaks down what I did. Bye. So today what we're going to do is we're going to apply the green color that's on this panel over here in the brown. And that'll basically finish off the ghost application, paint application on the surface, on the major surfaces here in the bottom and on the top. I've masked this off, unlike what I usually did before, where it's more haphazard and random. But mostly because even though I can apply the paint pretty well and not damage the or add more paint to these surfaces over here, I will be doing some splotching over it like that. That's gonna be too close for this one, so we'll see what happens if I really need it here, because otherwise then I don't have to apply it on this other side. So again, this is just from Walmart, multi-surface folk art and all that stuff. um Everything I do anyway is kind of like eyeball, so I can't really tell you how much green to put in, how much black to put in, and in the end I can always remove and apply and all that stuff. So it's my process more of like additive subtractive. So it's very, very important I can subtract, which is what the alcohol is for. Also worth mentioning, I have now sealed this with a clear flat sealer. This is lacquer based. So I did that because I was majorly satisfied with how I have the surface done, and I wasn't sure if I was going to add the green or the brown. Um, but at this point, there's so much stuff that I've already fixed or prepared that I feel like if I add more, if I had not done the sealer and I was applying more watery based substance on top of the stuff that I've done, removing it is going to be difficult without removing the earlier work that I've done. So that's why I went ahead and did this. So that's it. That's all I'm doing is just mixing that and just start grabbing some paint here and applying it here. So it's going to be a darker green is what I want. Or think I'm happy with that. Yeah, it should look. This is the reason why sometimes masking doesn't work for me. I've never been really good with masking. See that? It just bled right through. So I still have to do cleanups. I think sometimes it's much easier to just like be careful when you're applying your paint. Better painters would not have had that kind of slip up where the paint wicks underneath the tape, but I really am just an amateur in this, guys. So I don't really mind because I know I can always fix it and restore it to what I want. Just takes time. So we'll do a repair in that part. Alcohol on a brush, loosen up that paint, come back with your paper towel, dab, and wipe. Done. Alright, that's basically it for this part. I'm gonna go the other side and then we'll go back to the brown and that will finish it off. I think the brown out of the bottle looks pretty good. Long brush. No, I think it needs a little bit of right, well, actually green too. Might need a touch of green. So I'm referring to this brown here. I can see kind of like a little bit of white and green in there. Oops, a lot of white. Right, let's see. White. touch of green. So as I suspected, this is a good thing about doing video journals. You can kind of see. So as I suspected, this dark wash over here is inherent in the original wash. You can probably look that up with your own ghost. This is not. So that's kind of throwing, this one was throwing me off. So I think what I'll do is, and this, I think this is the second time I've done this, basically just remove this whole thing up and then start all over again and color match it. This might be a really good section to see for you guys to see. I think we kind of did it in the first pass already, but we'll see. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically hit everything with a strong alcohol, remove it, expose the wash that was underneath, and it's kind of hard too because I've already cleaned off my green, but so. So this is really strong alcohol at this point. So this is a good way to show you guys that if you really, really want to erase everything what you've done, you can. It's not a problem doing that. So now the problem is, like, when I do this wash over here and I'm trying to color match with this one, the problem that's going to occur is that there's going to be a dark spot right here that I cannot um, avoid. So what I'll do, I'll see if I can kind of break that up. So it will come out in a pattern that's forgivable, I should say. I want to remove the edge in this one. That's going to be a problem for sure. All right, completely clean, as you can see. And this one is inherent. See, this is what I'm anticipating that happens here is what this is. So what do I want to do? Maybe I should just like completely redo the whole thing. Make it easier for me. This is inherent. This one's not. Let me see. Let me see. So I really don't like this. I don't like this. This I have to live with. This I don't like. Yeah, I really don't like this. So I'm gonna clean off this whole part. I think I'm just gonna start with this section completely, because I know I'm gonna develop that same problem. All I'll do is just slightly remove this so it's not too strong. It's good like that. And I think I'm gonna remove this part too. Really a lot of alcohol on this one, it will just wipe off without even kind of applying pressure. See that? That's just with a concentrated hit of alcohol. It just removes everything. So just be careful when you're doing this complete wipeout with alcohol, because I think it also removed the lacquer. Because like I said, I only applied a very, very thin layer of lacquer just to kind of protect it a little bit. Um, and for the top part, I'm okay with, because this is the original paint. The bottom part does not have this. I was the one who applied this color in the bottom part. So I have to be careful in the bottom part. I cannot do this kind of complete wipeout in the bottom part. Even though I applied lacquer in it, I applied only a little bit of lacquer. So, and that's why I just like, you know what, just go ahead and completely start it. See, originally inherent paint, that's not gonna get removed by alcohol. Something like that would have to be maybe sanded off, but I'm okay with that. It's just knowing it's there, it's not gonna throw me off now. This small smudge, I can live with that. Or can I? I don't know. I'm gonna remove this one too. So now I'm gonna be color matching to this one, which I'm okay with. I know I can do that. I'm just gonna remove this whole section. Alright, I'm gonna apply a new coat of paint. I don't need to show you that because that's basically what I've been doing the whole time. And I'll show you the finished results.